every interaction is a frame. The frame is like the context of the interaction. If, like, I could pre-frame an interaction as like setting the guidelines for that interaction before it happens. So, for example, you've heard something called frame wars or frame battles?
Yeah.
Right? And a great way to practice this, by the way, is with your mate. You can play what's called the question game, which means the first person to answer the other person's question loses. For example, like, hey man, how's it going?
How's it going?
No, I said, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
The answer.
Right. What's that? That's like a very simplified version of a frame battle.
Yeah.
And the questioner is like, I'm the authority, answer me, right? Answer me. And the second you answer me, now you're within my frame. My frame is I'm the questioner, and you're the questioning. That's the frame I'm doing, right? And that's why in an argument situation, it's never a good frame to be on the defensive. You know, someone's saying like, where were you? I wasn't anywhere. What were you doing, you know? But where were you? Where were you? Right? But why do you look so guilty? I don't look guilty, you just flipped it. Now he's in the defensive. So the person who's on the defensive is kind of is in the wrong place, right? So you might have seen it before where it's not as simple as like if you're answering, it always means you're, you know, but if you might have seen a video of John online where he approaches a girl and the girl's like he's like, I just saw you, look really nice, you know, you look, and what did she say? She said, where were you? You never saw me. And he's like, yeah, I was just over there, I saw you. And, you know, you look really nice. And she said, like, do you do this all the time? You know, he's like, rather than going, no, I don't, 'cause if he had done that, it's over, because he's now entered the frame of defending himself against, I'll do it. And he's like, what are you talking about? No, listen, no, if I see someone I think looks nice, don't you think it's good to go over and say hello? Like, I mean, it's like, reframe, put the concept of reframe, right? So, if you approach a girl and you do it in a way that makes her think you're a salesman, which is like usually supplicating body language and raised voice tonality. Hi, sorry to bother you. Hi, can I just... she's like, sorry, I'm busy. In that moment, you've pre-framed yourself as a salesman, and she's framed you, like, you know, you're a salesman, and there's nothing you can do to get out of that, you know? Once you are in the salesman frame, it's really hard to get out. You might even say, listen, I'm not a salesman, right? But now you're a salesman saying you're not a salesman. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult to get out of that. So what we do is we pre-frame the interaction by doing something that basically says to her that, listen, I'm not a salesman. I'm not, like, it's like, the frame is, you have no idea who I am, but I'm not a salesman, right? And, oh, by the way, have you ever been at a party and someone says, oh dude, have you met my mate John? Oh, he's the coolest guy. John, come over here. This is so-and-so, right? And all of a sudden, now the frame is, I'm meeting someone cool. Where someone walks in, oh shit, that's Dave. Dude, Dave's a dick. Don't, seriously, everything he says is bullshit, trust me. Oh, here he is. Dave's like, hi mate. Right? You just pre-framed him. Now everything that he says is bullshit, right? Don't do that to me. So you want to say something that pre-frames interaction in a way that's in your favour. And it's very simple. It's just a short statement that just, first of all, gets her attention. Second of all, is slightly unusual. It's not like what she might be used to hearing, like, oh, hello, it's like all politeness. Oh, excuse me, sorry. And it's something that just builds a bit of intrigue. And it's usually something called an open loop statement. Open loop means it's not quite finished yet. And I'm going to give examples, but you've got to understand these are just examples, and then you can make up your own, as long as you understand what you know, the purpose of it. So Yad's favourite one, and the one I use as well, is, hey, can I just say something to you really quickly? And notice that, although that's a question, I'm not saying it as if it's a question. I'm not saying, can I say something to you really quickly? I'm saying, excuse me, can I say something to you really quickly? It's like a statement. I'm saying I'm going to say something to you really quickly, right? So that's not, some beginners get confused with that. But another one might be, listen, I know that this is going to sound completely random, but it's an open loop statement. But what? Okay, look, I've got to say this to you. You see how that's like an open loop statement. It's like, what have you got to say? Okay, listen, whoa, this is going to sound crazy, but you see how that's intriguing? It's like, huh? And it's you'll pre-frame the interaction as I'm not a salesman, because the salesman wouldn't say that. The salesman would not say it in that way, especially, right? So what you need to do is you can do anything. Like, I know that there's other people who do more funny, crazy things, like, and really funny things. Like, well, it's got to fit with your personality. If you're a big, massive joker, then fine, do a big jokey thing, you know. But if you're more serious, more chill, you don't have to do anything funny. When I open, I'm not funny. Like, I'm very serious. Listen, can I say something to you really quickly? And I've got a bit of a smile on my face, but it's not a joke what I'm doing, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
And all the purpose of that is just to get her to stop. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else it's meant to do. And that's coupled with, there's two kinds of stops that I do. Most of them are what we call the Yad stop, which is what Yad did, which is basically just jogging up, running up in front of her, leaving loads of space to take into account her momentum. And the faster she's moving, the more space you need to give, to the point where you think this is silly. But like the biggest, the first mistake students always have when they train with me, always, every single time, is when I say, okay, now do it on me, they always come in too close. They always come in too close. And the reason why they come in too close is, things are all interconnected, but usually the reason why they come in too close, they can see that I'm moving, but what happens is they don't want to project their voice loud enough to the point where other people can hear. So because they don't want to project their voice very loud, well, that means they can't give a lot of distance, because then they have to project. So what happens? They want to get in close and be all quiet. But then that's kind of creepy, isn't it? Like, excuse me, can I just... It is. But like, in our quest to be nice and polite, we come across as weak and creepy. Like, it's... And I always demo this on the student. I say, right, I'm going to do this to you now. I'm going to do it in two ways. One, I'm going to be all nice and gentle and stuff, right? And then when I do it properly, and I do it to them, I come in front and say, excuse me, listen, can I just say something to you? Really? And then they say, look, it's creepy. And then you come around in front, give them loads of space and project your voice, and they just, it just feels so much... when they demo on me, and they creeping me out, I'm like, dude, I can't... Like, most of the time, they come around, and I'm like, dude, I can't fucking hear you. I can't, what? I can't... And I do exactly what the girl would do. I just walk past and, dude, I can't hear you. And usually what happens is guys, they think they're shouting, but I can't even fucking hear them. Because people aren't used to projecting in the daytime. If you're in the club, you're having a few drinks, and you get in that kind of state with your mates, and you're shouting, fine. But in the daytime, you see that girl, and you've just been on the internet, and internet cafe and stuff, you haven't talked to anyone all day, or you have a job where you're sat in front of a laptop, and people aren't used to projecting during the day. It's very, very strange for them. So usually what happens is they think, I say, right, really project, and in their mind, they're like, right, okay, that's 100%, right? They get to here, and I'm like, I can't fucking, what? Because they're not projecting at all. They're just talking ever so louder than they are normally, which is still very quiet. And I literally have to get them to shout, right? And they don't shout, they don't. I say, right, you've got to shout. Shout the opener, and they don't shout. They never shout, they just talk a bit louder. And it's usually kind of just okay. And that's usually something that troubles a lot of guys. They just don't want to project their voice when they open the girl.